again. All right, so yeah, you well, gambling experience उनके साथ करो नहीं करो, that's an optional क्योंकि you get the job done without making them have a gambling experience. So I would say save your time, save your energy. Don't make them go through a gambling experience. You just apply a question directly on them. You will get a get the closer and questionnaires. The example question my sample में दे दिए. Quantitative data आएगा, data analysis, ठीक है ना. You're gonna apply mean क्योंकि at the end you're gonna have to no, basically your idea is कि भाई the people with gambling disorder का जो on average आंसर आता है and the people without gambling or का जो disorder का जो gambling उनका जो आंसर आता है on average differ होगा. You don't need to tell the results. You just say कि mean will be calculated and हम दोनों ग्राफ के दोनों ग्रुप के बीच में बार ग्राफ बनाएंगे, ठीक है ना, जिसके ऊपर वो intensity positive major role होगा. Controls, both groups have the same questionnaires given to them. Both groups are given the same time to solve the questionnaires, right? Both the groups were asked about the same situation as gambling, right? One more control is that, you know what, you made sure that the people with gambling disorder came from a clinic इसका मतलब कि 100% diagnosed case है. So you're sure that these are genuine patients, which adds internal validity to your study, as in it makes the results more legitimate. Fake patients आते हैं, obviously results खराब हो जाते हैं. What else? Yeah, we didn't talk about the settings, right? Where will the experiment be conducted? So I would say you do this in a lab, right? You call them in a lab, make them fill out forms, right? You can do this in a casino, but you don't need to do that, right? So just keep it a simple lab experiment. Ethical point of view, mein, privacy, confidentiality, right to withdraw and all of the good stuff, your protection from harm. And the reason being that if you kind of made them go through an actual gambling experience, you're kind of doing some harm to the people gambling disorder. Okay, you kind of, you know, like it's like giving drugs to a drug addict. Why are you doing that? So if you avoid making them go through a gambling situation, you kind of protect them from harm. So that's a plus point. This last question, explain the psychological and methodological evidence on which your study is based on. Psychological evidence is कि क्या तुम्हारी experiment है किसी theory के ऊपर based है? Yes, Miller की theory के ऊपर based है. तो ये psychological evidence को जो पूरा आंसर होगा ना, ये Miller की पूरी summary होगी. समझो इसका copy paste होगा. As in the research that I've designed above, उसका psychological evidence is the feeling state theory by Miller. When you write this, उसके बाद में Miller की summary देने की actually उसका theory क्या है? So your psychological evidence is basically that. Methodological evidence क्या होगा? You pick two features of your research, sampling technique or setting, or you know what, why you using closed-ended questionnaires, or why you use questionnaires in the first place. Any two features of your research, right? And you justify कि मैंने ये क्यों किया. Opportunity sampling was done because, you know what, gambling disorder people, क्या कहते हैं, if we did volunteer sampling to them, they might not come because it is a disorder जिसके अंदर stigma लगा होता है. तो by making an opportunity sampling, we can get them to participate more in number. Why did you know what, क्या कहते हैं, did not do it? Why did you do it in a lab experiment? Because if you did a field experiment, it will involve gambling, which might induce harm in people with gambling disorder. So to make sure and control extraneous variables, we just did it in a lab to increase internal validity. So you write two features, you justify it. That takes care of your methodological evidence. So yeah, and you have to do this question within what, 18 multiplied by 1.5, what, 18 plus 27 minutes. 27 minutes, you have to do all of this, 2 parts done, hatam flat. So you're on a timeline, so you don't have time to get creative or, you know, elaborate. Get the job done, move on quickly. And so is this question clear for everyone? All right, and this question will use a part A and B. That's going to be our homework. write it down, submit it, ठीक है ना, and let's see how you guys do it. There's a previous question, ठीक है ना, again उसका मेरे पास नहीं आया. There's a person who has kleptomania, pyromania, I remember, and they're convicted of being an arsonist. You have to find out whether they're a criminal or they are a person with pyromania. That was the experiment. Please, वो question भी तुम लोगों को करना है, नहीं आया अभी तक. All right. So with that being said, if there's no more questions, ठीक है ना, I'm gonna end the lecture here. So you guys questions, yes or no? It's clear सब कुछ? All right, Halima, please upload your answer जो तुमने लिखा हुआ था on that group. ठीक है. फातिमा तुम दूसरे बच्चों से लिंक ले लेना कि भाई यूट्यूब का चैनल कहाँ है, नहीं मिल रहा मुझे बता दो, तो वो लिंक ले लेना. Otherwise, that's it. I'm gonna sign off.